he has expressed to me on his own at other times that he is worried that he doesn't have long just because of the genetics in his family.
Yeah, he should be concerned. He's got a roadmap of what happens next.
I need advice as to how I can best support my husband while he works on becoming a healthier version of himself, mentally, spiritually, and physically. He has been in therapy for over a year to work through his past trauma and is trying to figure out who he is after 40 years. Also, he is finally taking care of his physical health by going to the doctors. I am so very proud of him in all of the positive ways he has grown as a man, husband, and father. My primary concern is for his physical health. It weighs heavily on me as the days go by. His father passed away at 57, his grandfather at 63, and an uncle at 39, all from sudden heart attacks. My husband is almost 42 and is currently dealing with maladies that, if left unattended to, will cause stress and illness to his heart. My husband is my best friend, and I love him more with each passing day. I want to see him become his best self in every way possible. I do not want to treat him as my child who needs minding or as an anxious worrier causing him undue stress when he's already working so hard as well as dealing with his own health concerns. I want to treat him as a loving and supportive wife who adores him immensely and is a positive encouragement to him.
You're awesome, Lee.
Thank you.
Thanks for loving him.
Oh, man, he loves me. He deserves it.
Well, even if he doesn't deserve it, just thank you for being somebody. Like when I decided to make a lot of changes in my life, having a wife that I knew was ride or die with me, it made all the difference.
Yeah. Well, he's been that for me, so I just want to give him everything that he's given to me.
All right, so I'm going to give you some hard things and some tools. Is that cool?
Please, okay. And thank you.
Hard thing number one. You can't want this more than he does.
True.
All you can commit to is I'll tell you the truth and I'll love you.
I can do that.
I think I've talked about this on the show. This is a horrific, terrible, awful analogy, but it's the only one in my head right this second, okay?
Okay.
I wish I had a better one. I'm going to commit to finding a better one, but this is the one that just pops into my head.
It's all good.
My dad was a hostage negotiator for the SWAT team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, at a major metropolitan city. And so what that meant was if somebody had a bomb or if somebody had hostages or if somebody was going to jump off of something, they called my dad. My dad had a big old mustache and he would come in. He was usually the plainclothes guy.
Okay.
Like the, hey, how's it going? Right? So there'd be a policeman in a uniform, like kind of talking the serious, but my dad was the hey, like basically pulling up a seat kind of guy. How we doing?
Mm-hmm.
And he told me something real important one time, and it's still something that I keep in mind when I do my job every day, whether I'm helping people in flesh and blood in real life or I am doing what I'm doing right now, talking to you on the phone, and it's recorded and it's put on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
He said he would always, when he would get off the elevator, he'd go all the way up and somebody's about to jump, or they're saying I'm going to jump, or he's on an overpass and somebody's going to jump. He would always find a place where he could quietly pray. Give me the words to say the right thing.
Yeah.
And then he would go through a quick exercise. Watch or listen. And the watch or listen was, and this is harrowing to think through, but this is the reality of hostage negotiators and people that work with hurting people.
Mm-hmm.
This may not end well. I may do everything right and this person jumps.
Mm-hmm.
I may do everything right and this person falls.
Yeah.
Am I going to watch or am I going to listen? And it basically, that was a quick,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to do everything that I can, but I can't hold the outcome. This other person does. And so I want you to be in that same position. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself micromanaging and becoming that angry mother that you don't want to be.
Exactly.
So I'm going to get up every day and say, I love you. Dear God, give me the words to say. We're going to agree on some accountability together, and so that you know your boundaries and your role.
Okay.
And then you are going to do everything you can so that you are healthy, so that he has somebody to anchor into.
That is good advice.
You get what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Awesome. Have you told him I'm scared of losing you at a young age?
Yes, several times.
Okay. Does he hear that?
Yes and no. He does hear it, and he comforts me, and but he also says I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So I think there's also a disconnect with him where
Yeah, that's what all men say.
yes,
This men are invincible until they're.
Yes, because he has expressed to me on his own at other times that he is worried that he doesn't have long just because of the genetics in his family.
Yes, well, and here's the thing: they're not deterministic, but they are correlative, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And so, yeah, he should be concerned. He's got a roadmap of what happens next.
Yes.
And so he just has a daily choice to wake up and ask himself, do I want to go down that road? Because I know how this ends.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I know how this ends pain-wise for wife, kids, family, extended, whoever. Yeah. Or I'm going to have to do something radically different, which means I'm going to have to choose minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day to be uncomfortable. Because I've got absolutely no roadmap for what comes next.
Mm-hmm.
My mom didn't do it. My dad didn't do it. My brothers didn't do it. I'm going to be on my own with this amazing woman by my side with a machete, hacking my way through the jungle, creating a new path.
I like it. I think that sounds fantastic.
But I mean, you get what I'm saying. Like, so, and the reason I tell you that is I want you to be compassionate for him, because for you, it's just like, dude, diet and exercise, it's not that hard. And for him, it's like every comfort, every comforting strategy, every numbing strategy, plus you're sitting on this time bomb that is your genetics, like all of this stuff, I'm going to swim upstream.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not, and again, it's not just getting out of bed like it is for me or like it is for you.
Yeah.
This is a wholesale sea change of living for him.
Absolutely.
So cool, I'm going to be compassionate. And he has to decide, I'm worth being around.
Yes.
And for a 45-year-old unhealthy guy to go to the doctor, that tells me he at least is thinking about it.
He is. He's finally at a point in his life where he realizes it's time to take action, and he wants to. And that's a huge first step, honestly.
Amazing. All right. So I want you to do a couple of things.
Okay.
Okay. I want you to take him out to a healthy breakfast.
Okay.
But I want you to take a piece of paper and I think this is instructive to have no screens. So he feels you plugged in, like you and a yellow pad. Swing by Walgreens or Walmart and buy a yellow pad and a pen.
Okay.
But I want you to look at him and say, I want you to give me a roadmap on how I can love you moving forward.
All right.
And I want you to let him, like, do you want me to tell you? So here's an example in my life. I've given my wife permission to say, hey, are you really hungry? When she sees me grabbing a thing of cookies and ice cream out of the thing.
Okay.
I'm not offended. My heart's, in fact, I feel loved.
Yes.
Right? Now, if she came in and was like, oh my gosh, let me see your calorie counter, I'm going to eat more out of spite.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Because I'm an immature child sometimes. When she just gently puts her hand, and she'll do it just in passing now. Now it's just become part of it. She's like, are you going to sleep good? And they're not passive aggressive. They're things we've talked about, right?
Yes.
They're like, are you really hungry? And I'll go, no, I'll start laughing and I'll just put it all back. Or occasionally I'll say, no, I'm deciding to make a bad choice. And she'll laugh and be like, cool. But here's the thing. I do that so rarely now that it is funny. It's silly.
Okay.
Like, oh, you're going to choose to be miserable for the next 2 days? Grown man? All right. And she knows it's not a personal attack. It's not and it's not going to become a lifestyle for me and whatever. So that's just the way our house works. Or the other morning she goes, hey, would you do me a quick favor? And I was like, yeah. And she said, will you call? And she named my counselor, my therapist. And I started laughing because it's not a quick thing. It's a big thing. But that's her saying, I'm watching a series of behaviors. I'm watching some old patterns emerge. And we've talked about it. And I love you. And so, but that came from us sitting down and talking about it and me getting to say, hey, here's how you can best love me. And you can say, I'm not content to sit here and watch you die.
Okay. I can do that. Absolutely.
But I want you to speak into how can I love you? Does it help if I ask you about how your day went when it comes to eating right? Does it help? Does it help you and I ask you, to go for a walk with me in the morning? Does it help you to ask those serious questions, because we're going to leave with a roadmap.
Okay.
Okay. Now here's a couple other things I'm going to give you.
Yes.
Number one, I'm going to give him a subscription to the Trainwell. It's the app that I use, my wife uses, my manager's wife uses. Like, it's a personal trainer and an app in one. It's amazing.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay, it's amazing. But it has the workouts you can do at home whenever I'm traveling, and I'm like, hey, dude, I'm gonna have 4 kettlebells and a band. It's like, gotcha. I'm just gonna have bodyweight exercises. Gotcha. And it's amazing. The accountability, it's frustrating because they're always there, but they check in. It's great. Okay. So I'm going to hook you all up for free with that.
Thank you.
And I'm going to hook you up with the app that I use for eating, for calories. And it's my friend, Dr. Lane Norton's. It's the Carbon app. I think it's the best one out on the market. But
thank you so much.
can scan your food, and we'll connect you with his team, and they'll get you taken care of there. It's the app I use. It's one on my phone. It's amazing. I just talked to one of my colleagues here the other day that I call him the square root of himself now because he's lost so much weight. And he just said, I just follow the Carbon app. I just do what it said. So those are a couple of what I think are the best tools on the market that I'm just going to give you all for free, okay?
That is
Actually,
very kind. Thank
Lane,
you.
Dr. Norton's going to give you his thing for free, but I'll hook you up with the Trainwell app.
Thank you.
Here's the bigger thing. At some point, I want you to ask him, would you mind if I went to counseling with you so that I can learn some tools on how I can best love you?
Okay.
I want you to think of food as a way to numb pain.
Mm-hmm.
I want you, I'm assuming he's unhealthy because of dietary choices. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. Is he way overweight?
About 50 pounds, yeah.
Okay. All right. Think of being sedentary. Think of just kind of feeling frozen in his own feet, right? In his own shoes. When it comes to diet choices, when it comes to just dealing with stress, he's got a roadmap ahead of him that his family has given him for generations. And that roadmap will get you killed. There's a short cliff to it. And he wants to do something differently. But when you say, hey, I'm invested in learning how I can love you, and remember, this is you saying, I want to love you.
Mm-hmm.
Can I come with you so that I can learn some things? It's not you going, you need to let me come to counseling so that you can. It's not that.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
You're asking to be invited in.
Okay.
And he might say no, and you don't take it personally because he's healing, but he might say, yeah, it'd be awesome.
I think he would say yes, absolutely.
And it's showing him investment. What you're showing him is, I'm safe. I'm not your mom, I'm your wife. I love you.
Awesome.
Is that fair?
That is very fair.
He's lucky to have you.
I'm lucky to have him.
Will you do one more weird thing for me?
I would love to do one more weird thing.
Get a journal and put it on your bed, and y'all write each other notes every day.
Absolutely.
And he moves it to his pillow. You move it to your pillow.
Okay. I love that idea.
And if he doesn't feel like it's belittling to him or it makes him feel, less than, sometimes just say like, hey, I saw you reach in and grab the cookies and I saw you stop, catch yourself. I want you to know I'm so proud of you. I saw that. I saw you sneak in one extra lap around the track. I saw you sneak in one extra set of, dumbbell curls in the garage. I saw you and I'm so proud of you. It's awesome. Or you're inspiring me to go work out a little harder myself, right? But it's those little notes of encouragement. Or I saw you struggle today. I want you to know I love you and nothing can ever change that. I saw you working hard and I'm imagining you giving our daughter away at her wedding. And I just want you to know I'm so grateful for it, and I know she's going to be grateful for it too. It's those little things where people feel seen and they feel known and they still feel loved. And sometimes it's hard to say that, it's hard to hear that, but man, you can read it over and over and over again. So I think it'd be awesome to try that out. Thank you for loving well, Lee. You're pretty amazing. He's lucky to have you. And you can tell him, call me anytime. I'm happy to walk alongside him in any way.